All right, welcome back everyone to Vuln Vibes. Today we are diving deep into some OpenSSH vulnerabilities.
Yeah, some pretty serious ones.
Definitely. Ones that have been making some waves recently. CVE 2025-26465 and CVE 2025-26466.
Quite a mouthful.
They are. So for our listeners, these vulnerabilities were discovered by Qualys Threat Research Unit.
Right.
And they expose both clients and servers to some serious risks.
Yeah, both clients and servers, which is something that we always need to keep in mind, right?
Always.
Especially when we're talking OpenSSH.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're talking man-in-the-middle attacks and denial of service.
Oh, yeah, those are some big ones.
Big problems.
Yeah, and it's not just like, a couple versions that are affected by this.
No.
This is a big one.
We're looking at versions spanning almost a decade. From 6.8p1 all the way to 9.9p1.
Oh, wow.
So December 2014.
That's a huge install base.
Huge install base.
Potentially exposed.
Absolutely.
So let's break it down a bit.
Okay.
Starting with CVE 2025-26465,
right,
which is the man-in-the-middle vulnerability.
Yeah.
So for our listeners who may be wondering, like, how is that even possible with SSH?
Right.
You want to walk us through that a bit?
Yeah, so essentially what happens is it exploits a security feature called Verify Host Key DNS.
Okay.
And this feature is designed to prevent these types of attacks.
Okay.
But attackers have figured out a way to bypass it.
So even if you have it enabled?
Even if it's enabled.
Oh, wow.
And even if you have it set to ASP.
Oh, geez.
So they can basically slip into that SSH session.
Undetected.
Undetected, potentially capturing credentials, moving laterally through the network.
So if you were compromised, you would have no idea.
You would have no idea.
And what would the real-world consequences of that be then?
I mean,
what's the damage we're looking at?
We could be looking at data breaches,
right,
credential theft.
Sure.
And they could even use that compromised system as a launching pad for even more attacks.
And lateral movement.
Lateral movement.
So that means they can get onto other machines in your network?
Exactly.
That's bad.
That is bad.
Let's move on to CVE 2025-26466. That's the denial of service vulnerability. What's going on with that one?
So with this vulnerability, an attacker can overload that targeted system.
Okay.
With requests, exhausting its memory.
Right.
CPU resources.
So it just shuts down.
Essentially, yeah.
What?
You're locked out.
And these are essential services we're talking about.
Essential services.
That could be disrupted.
Could be disrupted, yeah.
Are there any mitigation strategies for this?
Yeah, so OpenSSH does have some built-in defenses like login grace time, which limits the time to log in.
Okay.
Max startups, which restricts the number of concurrent unauthenticated connections.
Right.
And per source penalties.
Okay.
Which basically imposes penalties.
Okay.
For those failed login attempts from that specific source.
So if someone is trying to hammer you,
right,
it's like, no, you're out.
You're out.
Okay.
But these defenses do need to be properly configured to be effective.
Oh, for sure.
You can't just turn them on and think you're good.
No, you really have to, get your due diligence and make sure everything's locked down.
Exactly.
And even then, you need to be monitoring your systems.
Yeah, always.
For any suspicious activity.
Always.
So the key takeaway here.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yes.
Update to the latest OpenSSH version.
The latest version right away.
Immediately.
Stop everything you're doing.
It's that important. And then take the time to really understand and properly configure those mitigation strategies.
Understand how they work.
Don't just
make sure they're doing what you want them to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And ongoing vigilance, security awareness training.
Always.
For users.
Always important.
Because, these vulnerabilities just highlight how attackers are constantly looking for new ways to exploit systems.
They're always one step ahead.
They are.
It seems like.
So it's up to us to stay ahead of them.
Absolutely.
So how can we better anticipate and prepare?
That's the question.
For the next wave of vulnerabilities.
Right.
Because there will be a next wave.
Oh, there will be.
Guaranteed.
There's always something new.
So that's something for everyone to think about.
For sure.
And until next time, stay vigilant.
Stay safe out there.
And we'll see you on the next episode of Old Vibes.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.